I don't have work today. It's a special New Year's Eve talking with Josh here at 8:49 in the morning. Now, today I'm going to be doing a review of Mountain Dew Major Melon and two new Taco Bell items. Well, actually, they've not new, but they just returned Taco Bell's nacho fries and the bacon chalupa. I'll also be doing a review of those later on, but I was going to do this video later on after, but I feel like I'm just going to do it now so I can get out of the way and everything. But today I'm going to be doing a year in review of 2020. And this is the talking with Josh here. Like I said, it's 8:49, 8:50 actually now in the morning. It's the 31st of Thursday, the 31st of December 2020, and I'm very glad that this year's done because this year has been horrible. We're going to be talking about some of the singers who passed away this year, and we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and how it impacted this year. First of all, in January of the beginning of this year, January, in the morning, basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter passed away in a helicopter accident in California. And that was like the beginning of the year was very sad. And then the coronavirus happened in late February, early March. And it started out with like down south, started getting infected with people getting the virus. And then it more popular, it got more out. Everybody started getting infected with it. Not everybody, but started to get out into the country, and then it was all worldwide pandemic. Like I said, it started in late February, early March. Basically, early March it started the pandemic. As we all know, we all know it started in basically early March, and now it's still a thing. And I don't think anybody thought in late February, early March that it was going to be this long for a pandemic. But yeah. And then in the mid of the coronavirus pandemic, which the beginning of it, we lost Kenny Rogers. And he was the singer who sang The Gambler. And then we lost, a couple weeks after that, Joe Diffie. And took everybody by surprise because those were good singers and they were country singers. Yes, he is. And then we lost John Prine, which is, he written a couple songs with Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt and Angel from Montgomery and songs like that he wrote. He was more of a songwriter than a singer, but he wrote more songs than he sang. He wrote a lot of songs for like people like Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and etc. And then we lost Little Richard. We lost and I'm not just going to do people who we lost that are famous. I'm going to be doing people who we lost during the pandemic as well. I don't know everybody's name, but I'm just going to be putting my condolences for everybody who lost their lives during this pandemic. And the pandemic's not over, but I mean, everybody who lost their lives during this year, during this pandemic. And we got to put our thoughts for the nurses and doctors out there who've been fighting this pandemic ever since the beginning of it and actually preparing for it before it even happened in the United States. So pray for them as well. Remember them as well. They're heroes for what they're doing this year for fighting the pandemic. The doctors and the nurses, the healthcare workers, the firefighters, the DMS, the police, the military, and everybody else out there that's trying to make a living. Even the people in the factories making the face masks and stuff. We've got to remember them as well this year, And then after that, Charlie Daniels passed away in July, and it took me by surprise because I actually didn't met Charlie Daniels. I went to his concert back in 2017, and it was a good concert too. And I liked The Devil Went Down to Georgia and other songs of his that he sang that night. And it was back in 2017. And then Eddie Van Halen passed away, and then just now, a couple weeks ago, Charlie Pride passed away, which was another. It took everybody by surprise, But and I can't remember everybody who passed away this year who's famous, but prayers for them and everything. These are the people that I listen to. Not everybody that passed away this year I listen to. Like Charlie Pride, Charlie Daniels, Kenny Rogers, Joe Diffie, Eddie Van Halen, Little Richard. Those are all the people that I passed away. And then like Kobe Bryant was like, he was a basketball legend. And this Thanksgiving was not like any other Thanksgiving. Nobody could come over. We could just have it with family inside the house, and Christmas was the same, basically. And everywhere you go, I had to wear a face mask this year. Never in my life ever wore a face mask, really, ever. Well, unless I was in like construction trades at CV Tech or something, we wore a face mask before, like when it was dusty or something, but like not out to the general public, we wear a face mask or anything. And 6 feet apart and wearing a face mask and everything's just changed this year. The pandemic has changed everything, really, like everything, changed everything. This video is a year in review. And if I would have to grade this year, it'd be like an F, because this year has been sucked altogether. Really personally hasn't really impacted me, the pandemic. Although I do have a loved one that's in the hospital he's battling the virus, as far as I know. But he's going to be fine, hopefully. And I'm not going to mention who it is or whatever. I'm just going to say a loved one that is in the hospital at the moment. So I'm not going to mention, I'm not going to go into detail or anything, but really, if this pandemic hasn't personally impacted me that much, but it has a little bit now. I mean, starting now it has, but and we all got to thank the nurses and doctors out there who are battling this virus. Without them, we wouldn't be able to fight this virus. We always say stuff about the nurses and doctors. Say I don't like to go to nurses and I don't like to go to doctors but now I think more people are going to appreciate the doctors and I hope people appreciated them before. But like There was always this thing where, I don't want to go to the doctors and, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's like, all these healthcare professionals and everything are like heroes. They're doing a job that not a lot of us probably couldn't do. And, they can't go home to their families. They can't really go home to their families because they don't want to spread the virus to their families and other people. And, they can't go shopping. They can't, they really can't do nothing. They have to basically work 24/7 to fight this virus and save people. And we all got to appreciate nurses and doctors, the paramedics, the firefighters, the cops, the military, the farmers, farmers and truckers and other people that we got to appreciate too. Because if we didn't have them, we wouldn't be able to have goods. We wouldn't be have food. We wouldn't be have to haul like all these food and everything. We got to think about them as well, and the veterans and the troops and the police and the firefighters and the paramedics and everybody else that's in between as well. Everybody else that is working at factories, trying to make ends meet and everything as well. So we can't think politicians. Politicians aren't doing anything. Politicians are basically they're getting credit for nothing. Whatever you voted for Trump, you voted for Biden. We all got to come together and we all got to stay strong. We all got to get through this pandemic. So that's my year in review, and I'd like to thank all the veterans, the troops, the firefighters, the paramedics, the police, Border Patrol, law enforcement, farmers, truckers, the nurses and doctors who are fighting this virus, and everybody else who is making ends meet and trying to fight this virus as well. This is my 2020 year in review, Talking with Josh, episode 6. I'll see you guys next week for Talking with Josh. But I'm going to be just stay tuned today because I'm going to be doing a review of Mountain Dew Major Melon and maybe Mountain Dew Frostbite because I did a review of that before, but I deleted the video, so I might do that as well. And the new Taco Bell nacho, well, not new, but the return of Taco Bell nacho fries and the bacon chalupa. Thanks for watching and peace. Stay tuned to my channel today.